Hey guys, how are you? Hopefully you're doing well. My name is Jessie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Know while you're here, you're loved, you're valued, and the world is a better place with you in it. So it's been good. Let me just say that it's been actually very wonderful. It's been very good. I'm out here in the forest. I've been working on myself. Of course, we are always doing this in this channel. We are working on ourselves and we are working in progress. So I'm out here in the forest. It's like 20 something degrees and I am taking a walk. I'm actually very sore because yesterday I had a leg day and I haven't worked out um, since December, like mid-December. I ended up with pneumonia. So I had started working out before I got the pneumonia, and then I got the pneumonia. So I had stopped working out. So now I am sore because I haven't worked out for like maybe almost 2 weeks. And I'm out in the forest, very, very sore. Sorry about the angles. I'm pretty sure like since I don't have a tripod, I actually had a tripod that I was never using and my daughter broke it. So I actually threw it away and I could have still used it. I don't know why I did that. I actually regret that decision a little bit. But for the whole entire path, this one is a very rocky path. I don't know whether you can see, but it's a very rocky path. And so I have been working on myself a lot, especially in the last couple of months. I switched over to the front camera, so the quality is lower. So I switched to the front camera. The only thing is that it glares because my screen is actually broken, so you'll see like little glares of the sunlight. So I've been working on myself and I have made a lot of progress. I have made a lot of progress and I am so proud of myself because the things that were bothering me like back in October, they're no longer bothering me as much anymore because I am trying to move on as much as possible from them and actually like letting go. Letting go is one of the hardest things to do. Letting go is so hard. So I had to do that because my mental health was not in a good place. Like I was severely depressed and I had some big decisions to make, which I did end up making. But God, you make the plans and God laughs. So when I made the plans, God laughed. Yes, that's what he did. Because he had other plans instead. And he was like, you need to stay where you're at and grow. And guess what? I was forced to do that. And I am happy that I did. Because the way I have grown within the last, so the way I have grown in the last 6 months has been amazing. Like amazing. I'm even impressed and proud of myself because the position that I'm in, I should be very devastated. I should be even depressed and not even getting up because it would have broken me. But I have found strength in this season of my life. And I am very proud of myself for choosing growth. And even though I did not choose it, it was forced upon me. But I'm very glad. I remember when I was in this path, maybe November, like my headspace was not good. It was not good. I was so broken hearted. I was confused. I was angry. I was angry. And I was bitter. Like, I had turned into a bitter person. If you know me, I try not to be a bitter person. Like, I try, like, as a people pleaser, of course, you cannot be bitter if you're a people pleaser. So I had not been bitter, or maybe I was, but I never allowed myself to be bitter. And I was bitter when I was walking in this path, and I was like, God, please take this shit away from me. Like, take this shit away from me. I just want out. I want out. And let me tell you, I was not given an out. I was given a sit your butt down and do the work. It was tough. It was tough. It was so tough. And the good thing is, a lot of events happened in the last couple of months, in the last like 3 months. And I had said that I will be vlogging, and I have been recording the videos, except I haven't uploaded any videos since my Jamaican trip. I actually just finished editing the second half of the Jamaican trip, and that was in August. I uploaded the video yesterday. I have been recording videos of my emotions and how I'm feeling, and thinking that I can be able to share that part of my life where I am sad and I am broken. The thing is, I didn't even have the strength to. I didn't have the strength to even edit the videos or even go back. Because when you're editing the videos, you have to rewatch. You have to rewatch yourself in that broken part, like, and you have to edit it, and you have to be like, oh, I am content putting this out. And I couldn't do that because I did not want to watch myself. So I would just like come into the forest and then record videos, and I'll go into my car. I would record videos, but I would never upload them. And I had promised myself that I'll be very consistent with YouTube, because YouTube will be a way of me growing myself in the direction that I want for my inner self. And I feel like this aligns with me. So I had said that I was gonna be very consistent, like during summer. And when I came back from the Jamaican trip, a lot happened, family-wise, and it left me broken. Like, when I say broken, I was broken. Like, and for me to say broken, I have been through a lot as a person, and sometimes I was able to go through a lot while shut down, numb. Thing is, now I can feel. I'm in that place in my life where I allow emotions to pass through me. And the emotions that were there, I had never felt like that. I was bitter. I was paranoid. And I was filled with fear. I can say that. I was filled with fear. And I would go to God. And I was mad at God too. I was mad at him. I was angry at him. And when I'm angry at God, I don't talk to him. I really don't. I acknowledge his existence. I know he's working. But at that point, I'm not even talking to him. I will still go to church because I like that's in me to go to church because I still want to show up. But I will go to church and I'll just agree with whatever people are saying in church. I would never talk to him directly. And whenever I did, it was with the tia guy. Like I was I was battling him. Like I was arguing with him. I was blaming him. And it was rough. I'm telling you, it was rough. But I was able to get through it. For context, my relationship broke. I felt like running away, which was my plan, was to run away, to exit, right? And then right when I was about to exit, my daughter gets sick. Like sick, hospitalized, ICU. So it was rough. It was just rough. And while I'm doing that, I'm still working. I had a horrible ass boss. I hope I can be able to edit like one of the videos, especially about that supervisor. So I was going through it at home. I was going through it at work. And I was going through it, and I was still working on myself, which is already hard enough. And then I was also in a master's program, which I'm still, I dropped my phone. So I was in a master's program, and the master's program is already tough as it is. So the only peace I would find is while I was sleeping, which sometimes was not even enough because I have a full-time job, I have a child, I'm in a master's program, and a relationship that's failing. And you know what? I got done with the master's program. Well, not got done with the semester. My child gets sick. I am planning to move. And I'm supposed to go on vacation. I was supposed to go on a Mexico trip. I even forgot. I was supposed to go to Mexico. I ended up missing that trip after I had paid $2,000 for that trip. $2,000. It was 2,000 and some change, like maybe 300. I was supposed to go to Cabos, yeah, Cabos, and I didn't even go to Cabos. And you can imagine, my life was a mess. And you know what I did? I just took a break on everything. I said, the only thing that I'm going to do, since I had a 2-month break from school, is nurture myself. Nurture my spirit. Argue with God. Whenever I got the chance to argue with God, be mad. And I allowed myself to just be. And then I had a daughter that is going to rely on me. Probably she'll have a normal life. Anyways, like she'll have a normal life. But she has a condition that's a lifetime. And God can heal that. Right? God can heal that. But it is expected that she'll be reliant on medication for the rest of her life. Right? and she will have a normal life, right? I have a daughter who needs me. Who needs me? And I am just one person. I have goals, and I'll achieve those goals. But right now, I'm just going to rest. So guess what? I quit. I did not quit my job. I had already resigned my job. And I was gonna follow whatever God said, which He said hospice. And I will be going into hospice as a nurse. I'm going to hospice as a nurse. I'll be a hospice nurse. And which I'll be starting the job in like a couple months. So I just allowed myself to rest, which I have been resting the last 6 weeks. And as soon as my daughter started getting better, I got sick too. And of course, like, I know, like, especially when you're stressed out, after you come from the stress, like after everything starts calming down, that's when you tend to get sick. So I got really sick. And even while I was sick, in my sick state, I was still doing okay because I allowed myself to just rest. And just to be. And allow myself to all those feelings to pass through me. And let me tell you, I did not fight it. I just accepted it. And then I remember, like, recently when I started, I had stopped journaling. Recently when I went back to journaling, I went back and said that I will stop seeing people in my light as an empath, in my light as somebody who cares about others and cares about their feelings. I will stop looking at people in my light and just see them for who they are, and I discern from there. Like, I make the judgment, but I'll allow people to be the same way I want to be. I will allow people to show up however they want to show up in my life. And I will allow them to make mistakes. But I get to choose whether they stay in my life or they are out. I don't have to force a relationship if it's not there. I don't have to force a conversation if it's not there. Guess what? Sometimes when I'm forcing this conversation, they end up in lies. They end up in argument. They end up with me finding out more information than I should have, than I was capable of handling at that moment, that I didn't even ask for or wanted to know. Or it would lead me to asking more questions than the answers that were given in that conversation. I decided that I would just allow people to be and let the consequences fall. And let me tell you, the consequences have been there. The other thing I promised myself is I'm no longer going to pretend. I'm not going to pretend that you haven't hurt me. I'm not going to pretend that you are not a person who sticks to their word. I'm not going to pretend that you're someone you are not, or you're the person you present yourself to be, knowing very well that you're not that person, and you are hurting me or you are using me. And this is not just like in relationship, this is like for family too. You are using me, and I'm just supposed to just take it, like pretend like how you were pretending before. I'm like, no, I'm not pretending anymore. If I'm angry, I'm angry, and I will let you know. And I will manage my own feelings. But I will not pretend like this has never happened before. I will not. I will not pretend that I don't trust you. I will not pretend that I am not hurt by something. Look at these trees. That is so much. This there's so much wind, and some of these trees they fall, especially when there's a lot of wind and then it's raining and snowing. But right now it's just windy. But I will not pretend people are who they present themselves to be, and they haven't hurt me in my life. I'm laughing because today I had a conversation with my father, and I told him my graduation will be in 2 years, so you better prepare. And if you do not show up to my graduation, I will never talk to you ever again. And I was serious. You will show up to my you will show up to my graduation as a father, and we live in the same country, and you gotta tell me that you're busy, you can't make it. I will never talk to you. So I already gave him that warning. I will create those boundaries. It doesn't matter who you are. I will make sure that the same way I feel like I should be accountable for my actions, and people can hold me accountable to my action, it's the same way I'm gonna hold other people. I want to set standards. I want to set standards of how I want to be treated by others. I think that's something that I never did. The glare. That is something that I never did, is showing people how to treat me. And I want to show people how to treat me. And if that person is not accountable, I had to stop for a little bit. If that person is not accountable, then I'm not going to pretend that you are an accountable person. If that person is not respectful, I'm not going to pretend that they are a respectful person. I'm just going to create boundaries. And the boundaries will be held. They will be held. And this couldn't have come at a better time, because it's a new year. It's 2025. And in 2025, new year, new me. And actually this time I mean it. And of course, like, it doesn't mean like new year, new me, like, oh, just gonna do it for a couple of days, yada, yada, yada. I started self-healing journey in November 2022. Right now we're in 2025 and I am still doing it. So I am evolving as a person, and I allow myself to grow. And I'm always trying to be a better person. So new year, new me is just me continuing with what I was doing. Just now setting higher standards, and actually even holding myself accountable to the promises that I make to myself, to just myself, nurturing myself, loving myself. And I'm reading the book, The 4 Agreements. And one of the things that it says is that you when you love yourself, when you show love to yourself, that's the best way you can say, I love you, God. And living in the moment is another way of saying, thank you, God. I appreciate being here. Ooh. Now I am going to the... So, as a person who is constantly improving herself, I am planting a seed of love. That's what he said. You plant a seed of love and you do the best that you can. So you keep nurturing, keep watering that seed, and you watch it grow, and you keep nurturing it, weeding around the earth, that seed, right? Weeding around it, watering it, right? And you will enjoy you will get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So when you water the seed, in a couple of years you can, if it was like a tree, like let's say an apple tree, in a couple of years you'll be enjoying like apples from that tree. And you can enjoy apples from that tree for probably like years and years, like 50 years. Like avocado trees, like that's my favorite. Avocados. Avocado trees can last like hundreds of years. So being like a avocado seed, planting it, growing it, and you get to enjoy avocados because you nurture that plant. No, you nurture that seed and you grow into a tree and you get to enjoy the fruits of your tree. And that's what I'm doing. I'm planting a seed of love. Loving myself, nurturing myself, and just being there for myself, being accountable to myself, and just worrying about myself. Everybody else comes after. Those are the wise words of my my therapist. My Kenyan therapist, Mr. Washington, which I need to go back. I need to go back to him. But this time I am going back for myself, not because I am so broken from a relationship that lasted longer than it should have. And those are my 2 cents. So I am focused on growth. I am just out here in the forest and I am walking, ranting to it. It's freezing. My hands are freezing, but I'm showing up for myself. And one of the ways that I'll be nurturing myself is through putting some exercise. Doing some exercise, of course. And that's one of the ways that you can show, I can show my body love, is exercising. And right now, choosing to show up in a cold day, going to the forest when I'm sore, is just me showing myself love and showing my mind love. And just me also doing this video is me showing myself, it's freezing. Usually it freezes over here. Is me showing myself love. And I am happy. I am happy that in the last 6 weeks I got to put in some work on myself. I got to put in some work on myself. And right now, my mind is thanking me. My body is thanking me. And everything in me is thanking me because I am aligning. I don't know why I did not use this feature, the cinematic, on my phone for my earlier videos. But, so I just got done with my walk. Towards the end, it was hard. It was hard because my legs are so tight. My legs are so tight, so I kept bending, and then I had to remind myself that I have to stay up straight. And also, it's cold. My toes are cold. My hands are cold when I was doing when I was recording, but I did warm them up by putting them in my pocket. But now my toes are cold. My legs are freezing. My toes are freezing. But I'm glad that I'm done. Those are our apartments right there. So I'm done with my walk. So that was my little update, my little rant about my growth and how internally I am growing as a person. And I am very proud of my growth and how I have accepted whatever is going on in my life, and I am not fighting it, and accepting that there's consequences to people's action and I cannot save them from those consequences. And I am the judge of who gets to stay in my life and how they get to treat me in my life. And I will be accountable too and treat them the same way. Not the same way in a bad way, but I will treat people with respect. I will treat people with kindness. But if they cannot extend that to me, then I don't need them in my life, right? And I will allow those consequences. And also, I will allow myself to just be, to just exist without having to worry about grown-ups, adults. The only person that I will worry about is my daughter, because she doesn't have another mother. Unfortunately, I gave birth to her. No, like, I'm not saying fortunately I gave birth to her, but I'm saying unfortunately she can't find another mother like to replace me or anything like that. So if I do not take care of myself and just be there for myself, and then so that I can be able to be there for her, then I will be doing myself and her a disservice. So I have to only take care of myself, nurture myself, and nurture her. And she will benefit from me being there. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you learned something in this video. And know while you're here, you're loved, you're valued, and the world is a better place indeed in it. See you on the next video. Bye.